Coming soon to Patreon, the revival of a 16-year-old feature, and a video about the weirdo who steals his kid's blood. Plus hundreds of videos you've never seen. Talk to me on Discord, and support the habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. This is Buckley reads Andrew Tate's prison tweets. It's a bit of a mouthful. Something no woman has ever said about Andrew Tate. So, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan were arrested in the US after the UK government charged them with 59 counts of rape, sex trafficking, and indecent images of a child, alleged to have taken place between 2010 and 2017. They're being held until at least August 13th, as the brothers try and fight extradition. They don't want to be shipped off to the UK to face their crimes that they had originally fled to the US, then to Romania, then back to the US after fleeing Romania for the charges they have there. I think I have footage of Andrew entering his plea and the judge's reaction.
We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
Never gets old. So, on with the tweets. Now, clearly he's not posting these. Otherwise, his claims that he has no contact with the outside world would be bullshit. In fact, it is bullshit. His lawyer visits every day, apparently to relay the day's tweets. But we begin on July 17th with, "Good morning, Miami," and an American flag emoji, just hours before he was arrested. So I guess he had a good morning, but I don't think he had a great afternoon or a stellar evening. We don't really hear from him for 6 days. Then we get this update. "I am being held in SHU, the highest level of security which exists. No commissary, no visits, no contact with the outside world. My neighbor is a cannibal who screams throughout the night." Well, it sounds like he's making new friends. Again, this is a lie that he gets no visits. His lawyer says to the New York Post, "We meet with Andrew every day. We see Andrew. I see Andrew 4, 5, 6 times a week. All billable hours, I'm sure. So we're in there, we're out of there. You know, it's called the Pony Express." Question is his lawyer the pony or the messenger? No time to answer that because July 25th we get, "Of the 7 days I've been in special housing unit, I have been allowed my daily 1-hour exercise only twice. For 5 of the days, I remain in my cell for 24 hours, ignored fully, never even seeing a guard. Isn't this illegal? Isn't my 1 hour of yard enforced by the law? Where are my rights? Where are the rights of the women you pimped, or the children you took pictures of, or the minors you had sex with? Allegedly. Innocent until proven guilty, even though he's bragged about banging teenagers in the past. As for the exercise, maybe his lawyer can sneak him in a copy of Bronson's Solitary Fitness. "In the special housing unit, my neighbor is picking paint off the wall and eating it." I thought he said his neighbor was a cannibal. Is his neighbor a wall? "I am reading All Quiet on the Western Front by the slitter of a street lamp that enters my cell. The duality of man." I wonder why he chose to read the book about the German soldier in World War I. Also, didn't Andrew Tate once say that reading books is for losers? That it's education for cowards, and you should only learn from experiences? Sounds like he should put the book down and join his neighbor in the feast. "I am in special housing unit. My water faucet is broken. I am not allowed bottles of water in SHU. I have nothing clean to drink. My only water comes from the shower, warm and from a brown and filthy faucet. It has given me persistent stomach problems. The water I am drinking is not clean. I am an American, innocent until proven guilty, but I am forced to drink poisoned water. Where are my rights?" I mean, you have the right to not drink the water. See how that goes. Also, he has a shower? I thought no guards come to visit him for days on end. Does this mean he has a shower in his cell? Ooh la la, I didn't realize you were staying at the Ritz-Carlton of prisons. He also apparently has a window, as he says, "For the people holding signs outside the jail, it's very high up here and the smaller signs are hard to read, but I could feel every word. Thank you." It must be really high up and he's confusing no parking signs for people. There was one guy, one sad, indoctrinated loser who almost definitely bought his drop shipping course, holding a sign that says, "Tates are heroes." I'm not quite sure when the definition of hero became guy with child pornography on his phone that he bragged about having wiped every night, but clearly doesn't understand that the feds have ways to retrieve all deleted content from any hard drive. The only way to actually wipe a hard drive is to destroy it with a hammer or a drill. But that's this guy's definition of a hero. Those pervert aviators say it all. Yeah, someone finally fighting for me. I do like the fact that he brought himself a bottle of water after his heroes complain that they have none to drink. Really rubbing it in, buddy. This attack is politically motivated. It is a punishment for empowering men. Yes, they arrested you because you taught losers how to buy stuff from Amazon and sell it at a markup on eBay or whatever the fuck you do. A real threat to the world. Now, I believe it's a punishment for the rapes across multiple countries. Then, we get some all-caps panic. There are far fewer correctional officers on my wing than when I first arrived in SHU. It feels eerily quiet up here. All quiet on the Western Wing. I would never kill myself. Making comparisons to his own situation and his hero Jeff Epps is an interesting way to let people know you're innocent. But then, a day later he says, endless hours waiting for somebody to do the right thing, but it never comes. But I thought you said you'd never... I'm famous and accused of sex crimes, but I'm not on the Epstein list, because I'm being framed. Another famous UK citizen who interfered with kids, Jimmy Savile, wasn't on the list either. Does that mean he was innocent? He wasn't, by the way. He touched hundreds of kids and the BBC should share in his crimes, covering for that monster. Which is one of the only good points he makes, if we can be more serious for a moment. He has a bunch of tweets about grooming gangs or other British diddlers, and yes, the British government, hell, governments all over the world, should be doing better. But what this reads like is a guy getting caught speeding, going, "But officer, other people were going faster than me." Yeah, and you still broke the law, and you're the one who got caught. Doesn't mean you didn't do it because others also did. There has been zero evidence submitted, zero details or victim names. This is what he wants to convince his supporters of, that the courts don't have this already, and that these victims should all be public record. Yes, a guy who has millions of followers surely wouldn't have those victims harassed or attacked, even though you can only get one dipshit with a sign and a water bottle to show up. But, of course, that's how it works. They'll be in court, which I totally believe that you, Andrew, should have your day in court. Except your lawyer is the one who continues to delay it. Tell him, I want to go to the UK. I want to go to court and defend myself. If you think you're so innocent. Except, you know what evidence they have. You know there are victims. You know you won't win when it's them versus you in front of a jury. Which is why you constantly have these hearings delayed or try to get them thrown out without a trial. You don't want your day in court because you don't want your victims to have their day in court either. And so, let's wrap things up with my favorite tweet, this little drama. In the pitch black of last night, somewhere around 3 or 4 a.m., I don't have a clock, a prisoner called out through his steel cell door. P1. Anyone want to talk? Pause. Anyone want to talk? After 30 seconds or so, another prisoner replied. P2. Yo. P1. Hey man, what you in for? P2. Don't ask me what I'm in for, you broke-ass fella. P1. I asked if you want to talk, fella. Why can't I ask you? P2. We both in jail, fella. Shut up. P1. Pussy, fella. I'll kill you. The next 15 mins was both of them screaming death threats at each other at the top of their voices. Eventually, a demonic roar erupted from another cell. A deep and raspy scream coupled with furious bangs on his cell door. Boom, 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 and a death metal shriek. The two original prisoners argued for another minute or so, until eventually subsiding to this banging and roaring. I thought this demon just wanted them to stop fighting, but I think they simply woke him up. He continued to roar and bang for hours, until the sun rose. I was unable to sleep, and it was too dark to read, so I counted bricks on the wall. And he was complaining there was no entertainment. Wait a minute. I thought the walls were painted. Some guy was eating it. Now, they're exposed brick? Gonna want to get better at keeping your story straight for court, Andy. Better hell with your brother than heaven with the angels. Well, I got good news for you, Mr. Tate. The only gates you'll ever see won't be pearly. You and your brother can reminisce about all your favorite underage muff for all eternity behind a different set of bars, you fucking nonce.